What's lads, welcome to Oak Swamp and part 33 of the Austin 10 special. Firstly, as always, I'd like to welcome all the new subscribers. What's lads, and thanks everyone who left a like and comment last week. Nice one, keep them coming. Also, massive thanks to everyone who left some cash at the old tip jar. Much appreciated, thanks a lot dudes. Anyway, the main objective this week is to sort the kingpins out. One way or the other, they've got to be done. Also, I'm going to be cracking on with bolting the body together. I'm going to do some bits on the back axle, and I want to get them little corners sorted out so the body's all in one piece. Anyway, let's get on with it. You coming? Right, so I'm in Stan and I'm heading over the old bearing place. We've got a snifty on some bushes. These geezers out there have got some bushing which has got oil in it. I don't know what all that's about, but it's supposed to be good and it's machinable. So I'm taking all the old hub over with the kingpin and bushes, and I'm going to try and sort something out, because if I can get a bush, putting it in there is not the issue, it's making the bush. Saturday morning on the motorway, lush, eh? Right, so here we are at Solar Meadows. Hello dude,
oh, yeah, how you
doing man? I phoned Adam up, yeah, and I spoke about these bushes which I'm having real problems getting.
Right, let's have a measure up.
Kingpins have been the bane of my life. Kingpins, eh?
The OD is the awkward thing. The shaft size and length aren't a problem. The OD is the awkward thing.
What, you've got nothing big enough?
Well, a couple of options. On these split bushes, they don't make them that thick anymore. So we can do one to suit that shaft, but it wouldn't have the correct OD. It'd be
too small.
Yeah, too small. The other option, oilite bronze,
yeah,
can do that with the shaft and probably do it with a bigger OD.
Yeah, perfect. Machine it.
It's a stupid size on the OD, so it just need just machining back.
No, that's what I'm expecting. Yeah. Well, hey, that sounds hopeful.
So that's your old bush.
Yeah.
These are the same ID.
Yeah.
Slightly bigger on the outside dimension.
Right.
So they would need turning down on the OD by a gnat's hair, basically. That's measuring 23.5 on the OD, which is a bit of an odd size. But obviously it's a 2-minute job in a lathe.
You have saved my bacon.
No problem.
Awesome, thank you for your time on
help.
this. Nice one. So I'm going to get them ordered up. Hey? So I need 4, please.
4, okay, we'll do.
Excellent.
No
and
problem.
what are they like on price?
About $7.50 plus the VAT.
We like that, don't we? All we've got to do now is get a machine to fit, and we're away. So I drained the oil out of Ian because I've got to sort the oil leak out. And look what's in it. Now this can only mean really one thing, and I'm thinking it means head gasket. Now the head was skimmed, and obviously it had a new head gasket. Now someone said to me when I was doing the head, make sure you use a good gasket. Well, I used the one that was in the set, so I'm starting to regret that. So what I'm going to do, I borrowed a compression tester off of Sean, and I'm going to do a quick compression test and see what's going on. And at least I can localise where it is, hopefully. Right, this is number 4. Number 3. Number 2. Right, and this is number 1. So, can I have a head gasket gone without losing compression? Right, while I'm down here, this starter motor, if you have a look, can you see that bit of movement in there? And that's going all the way through. It works alright, but you hear that old, that's what it's doing, because it's it's missing because the bearings are gone. So what I'm going to do is whip him out. As I'm going to the bearing place to pick up the bushes for the kingpin, I'm hoping he might have something for this. So I'm going to whip him out and have a look, see what it is. There we go. There you come, Mush. Go on, there you go. There we are. Quite a bit of movement that way. I'm sure it's not supposed to have that. And it's got a fair bit of movement that way as well. I can only assume it can't have that. So I figure if I take the front off, how's these held on then? Or should we take this end off first? I think we start on this end. Right, let's see what's going on in here. Oh, it's interesting. Never expected that to happen. Yeah, I expected that to happen though. And there it is. So you got to get that off. Don't like the idea of getting that off. It definitely needs a brush because that one's down on his haunches. These ain't too bad, they've still got plenty of meat on them, but this fella here, he's had it. He's right on the end. I'll look into it a bit more, I don't really know a lot about them, so. Right, to take this off, is you have to compress this spring out somehow. So what I've come up with is I've cut this bit of stainless, whatever it was, and that fits over there. I've cut a little hole so I can possibly take the pin out. And I'm going to put it in the vise. I don't know if this is going to work, but I don't want to waste loads of time on it. He sits in there like that. Right, you see what I'm going to try and do? I don't know if this is going to work. This is first attempt. Oh, there you go. That's that move, but the other bit stayed still. Now if I can tap that out. Right, that pin just there is loose. Must be a proper tool for doing this job, obviously. He's off. Right, this should just do. There you go. There's a little bushy that needs replacing. I assume I'll just tap him out that way. There you go. Take these brushes out. As you can see, that one's really low. So we need a set of bushes and a set of brushes. Right, so I've just had a cup of tea and it seems as though these parts are available, but chasing down the individual one is going to be a different story, but I think I'm going to be able to get this all right. I know they're about £3, you know what I mean? So it's not worth not doing. And the brushes were about £8. So it'll be recon for like 20 odd quid. So you find me and Sass driving along in the countryside, going to pick up a front axle, and I believe it's off a bullnose Morris, but it's £30. So what am I going to do? Be on the somewhere. Oh, the bastards.
Yeah.
The bastards.
Someone had it on it was a saw bench.
Was it?
They put a saw bench on top of it. It's old Austin axle, isn't it?
It's a Morris bullnose Morris. But that's ideal. It's bigger than I imagined. But the brakes are nice and big.
Old Petter, yeah. That was running the saw bench.
Was it? Is that for sale?
Trying to keep it at the moment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking for one for a saw bench actually.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh, I love Petters, man. We like that, don't we? I love these old Fergies.
Yeah.
They're cool, aren't they? Right, we better load her up, haven't we? Yeah. There they go, look at that. We just got to squeeze that in the back. Good lad. Good, strong farmer types. Oh yeah, no way. Have you just got one?
Yeah, sadly, I can't even remember where it come from. But...
Oh no, perfect. A Bentley wheel there.
That's alright, yeah.
Right then, thank you very much.
Bentley wheel for £3.
Yeah, woohoo!
Cheers, dude. Thank you very much. Okay, so I bought that axle for £30. It's a bullnose Morris from the 20s. The other wire wheels off a Bentley for a fiver, so that's alright. I can live with that. Now I see that axle on FaceBay and had no reason to come all this way to go and get it, but then we found a sofa. So I had an excuse to come and get it, and for 30 quid, what can you do? Chips, chips. Can you do that again?
No.
Come on, do it again.
No. Fuck off.
Someone's welded this piece on, but their welding doesn't look that clever, so it's only a couple of dabs, so that's going to be alright. But she's a nice solid axle. It's got a speedo drive on there, which is cool. It's got a little bit of damage on this brake, and there's nothing you can do with it because it's like cast. This is, unless I can find another one, which is unlikely. I think what it needs is a bit of heat on them kingpins. I like these brass caps. So I'm just going to whip this wheel off and see how the stud pattern is and just see what's going on in here. Oh, bloody hell, look at that. The size of that drum. I'm liking that. Yeah, same stud pattern as Austin 10. Oh, that's useful to know. It could be a bit smaller actually. I've got my glasses on. Yeah, it's a tiny weeny bit smaller. Right, all in all, I think that was a good buy. And then you've got a nice smiley axle there, ready for another project with cable brake. This is the wheel I got off him. I ended up paying 3 quid for, but he's probably just an ornament now. Okay, while this axle's upside down, what I'm going to do is finish off this bit because it never got finished, and bolt it all back together and get this axle in for good. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to slice that off over there because that bit's not really needed, and then I can weld right down that edge. I'll come down this edge, down here, and then I'm going to trim this up a bit, and then I'll weld right down there. That'd be tough as you like.
As I walk upon this open land that my daddy broke his back to provide, I think of the men that done him wrong and how they fucked him to the day that he died. But as I look down at this mud-sodden ground,
There's all that oil.
souls of the dead scream beneath my boots, and as I breathe in the fresh autumn air, their bones rot in the dirt. From the city came the devils in pinstripe, and my daddy signed away his land. They filled his head with stories of wealth, but he was just a working man. He didn't understand. Within a month all the crops had gone, and I remember my mother crying, with no food on the table or wood for the fire. She could see my daddy was dying.
Right, so here we go. That's pretty much done now. It's got to go rusty now, and that's never ever going to break off. Not all the time. I've got a hole in my...
Did I do wrong? Did I do right? To me it's as simple as black and white. Did I do right? Did I do wrong? Down in the dirt is where they belong.
Well, that's more like it. Look at that. It's lush now. So I'm going to set this back axle up for the last time. It's exactly 8 foot centres, but this side is just a little bit out, so I'm going to release the tacks, put this back on, check it again, and then I'm going to weld these up for the last time and finish off these brackets, make them look a bit hunky-dory.
Machines, they came and they raped our land, till all that was left was just soil. And they set up their jigs and giant steel rigs and started treading down for the oil. My daddy tried hard for me and my ma, nothing left to sell. And the last bit of money he had hidden away bought some whiskey and a shotgun shell.
So I've took the front wheels off, where they weren't on anyway. I put the front wheels on the back. What this has done is made a load of room here, which I'm kind of liking, because when you sat in there, your arm was right up against that wheel. And I've been thinking about it just lately, and the ratios with those big tyres would be more comfortable and all that, but with these little tyres, it'd be like a little scamp, it'd be revvy, and I think it'd be more fun like that. And I think they weigh about 8 kilos each more than these. Look where my arm is now. It's like, there's loads of room to put a bit of bounce in there. I feel a lot safer with that. Now we've got to do the same to the front. So we've got to make them half the size of that for the front. So the fronts are really small and skinny. Thing is, it's got to go on the diet. We've been pigging out on cross members and gussets and extending the chassis. It's all piled on the pounds, so we need to lose some. And those wheels are the ideal opportunity. And the lighter the wheels, the less unsprung weight there is, less load on the shocks, because the shocks are going to struggle with those big heavy things on the back. And by putting smaller ones on the front, what that would mean is, if you've got no unsprung weight on the front, it'd be a skippy, lovely little front end. This was never about building a rat rod. This is about building a ratty special. Know what I mean?
Did I do wrong? Did I do right? To me it's as simple as black and white. Did I do right? Did I do wrong? Down in the good is where they belong.
There you go, that's the sort of thing. Giving it a nice old rivety look to it. Right, I'm going to have to go for some of these 8mm. Right, here's the sort of idea, and here's the bigger ones on the end. I've taken this front off now, and now I'm going to start trimming this up, making this all correct, and put this together. I'm going to trim a bit more of this off.
And with my daddy's gun, I shot them one by one, until every last fucker was dead. And nobody knew what happened that night. There was no one round here to tell. And I threw them down in the deep dark ground, that the fuckers could rot in hell. Did I do wrong? Did I do right? To me it's as simple as black and white. Did I do right? Did I do wrong? Down in the dirt is where they belong. Did I do wrong? Did I do right? To me it's as
Right, this bit of leather, I'm going to stick it along here because this bit might rattle.
did I do right? Did I do wrong? Down in the dirt is
The error tag warning sounds like this. Kicking off over there, isn't it?
where they belong. Where the fuckers belong.
Right, on to the tip jar. This week's tip jarians will be read out by my beautiful daughter Maisie.
So we have Phil Bartlett, Eddie Thomas, Casper Van Appledorn, Greg Tuberville, Guy Green, Shane Norman, White Bruce, Roger Smith, David Wiles, Peter Kendrick, Chris Blade,
AKA Rangy Man.
Paul Gunnell, Peter Lobb, James Blanchard, Douglas Boyd.
A massive thanks to all you lads. Nice one, it's really appreciated. If you too want to contribute and you want to help me keep this garage going and help me build this channel, go over to my homepage, bottom right hand corner you'll see tip jar. Hit on that, it'll take you to PayPal, and if you can afford it, bung me a couple of quid and it'll help me keeping this channel going. Cheers if you do that.
Bye!
It's a lovely day. Feels like spring. made me want spring now. We haven't even got in the winter yet. What I'm going to do now, this is sort of bolted up and in its right place. I'm going to make something to go round here. It's probably going to take a couple of tries, but we'll make a template up and sort of see what it looks like. It's an interesting one because it's a sort of double curve. So this is sort of what I'm kind of thinking. And what I've done is I've come on the back there, so I don't know how hard this is going to be, but if that could tuck into there, that bolt onto there, that tuck into them with a couple of little bolts in there. So I'm going to make this out of some thin stuff, I think, some scrap, and just see what happens.
Come on, boys, work so done, it's Friday night, let's have some fun. Pull them britches nice and tight, off we go to the redneck hen night. Short and stout, finger licking, pass around that big fat chicken. Love the way they cluck and squall, I'm ready to do some heavy duty.
Alright, so what I've got to do is get this back going, but more than upright. So what I'm going to do is flatten this out first and then start again. Put a couple of bolts in that. Now I've just got to trim this up, join that to there. Kind of like that sweepy up bit. Cut a little bit more out of there, but that's pretty cool. Get the wood down there and it'll look banging. There you go. A little bit of trimming required, but that's pretty darn good, and that will take the wood down there to that corner.
Come on, boys, work so done, it's Friday night, let's have some fun. Pull them britches nice and tight, off we go to the redneck hen night. Come on, boys, work so done, it's Friday night, let's have some fun. Pull them britches nice and tight, off we go to the redneck hen Police came around one night, with their eyes a flashing bright. Put a hand on the sheriff's lap, and now he comes rolling by. So come around and do your zip, rub that hem and nice fun grip it, just as fun as it.
Hey, look at that. That was a bit easier this time. Got the hang of it. I thought that was going to take ages.
So come around and do your zip, rub that hem and nice fun grip it, just as fun as any girl ever never give you fucking lip. So come on, boys, work so done, it's Friday night, let's have some fun. Pull them britches nice and tight, off and go to the redneck hen night. Come on, boys, work so done, it's Friday night, let's have some fun. Pull them britches nice and tight, off we go to the redneck hen night. Pass me that little ginger bastard.
Hello, sir.
Hello, mate. How you doing? Bloody cold out there today, isn't it? There's little feathers out there. How much weigh you, sir?
So they were 763 each plus the dreaded. It was 36.62
that's
altogether. And thank you very much indeed.
Thank you. Right, so here's the little puppies. Thanks a lot again, Adam.
That's always a pleasure, and a little bit of machining and they should be fine.
I'll see you soon. Okay, so I'm down at a little machine shop just down from me, and I've been speaking to Ted. Hello, Ted.
How you doing?
And he is going to put the bushes in for me. How much do you reckon, Ted?
Probably between 50 and 100, it depends on the situation.
And that's good by me. Nice one, mate.
Yeah. Okay.
Should be done by Tuesday. Okay, between 50 and 100 quid. It's cheap enough, isn't it? Okay, so with this wood bolted straight on there, that side looks really slab-sided, and it just loses a bit of the old curve there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them pull out just very slightly. So what I've got to do is take a little bit off over end with a bulge in the middle. The bulge come into about here really. So I'm going to sand them down a bit in a minute. First of all, then I'm going to sand this end and get that nice and flat so it matches the rest of it. Alright, what I've got to do is cut this little slice out and make that into a curve. I don't really like this sort of cut because it feels a bit vulnerable on this end. Right, well here you go. This is what I'm getting at. This end, what I've decided to do is cut this off and finish this off. And on this corner, I put a bit of a point on it. I can't see me making a piece of timber to go around there, all those different angles. Well, I could probably do it, but I just haven't got time, and this looks cool enough. Adding a little bit of stiffness to that panel. I've got some alley to make these seat fronts up, so that's going to be done. And I've ordered 2 more shock absorbers. Then I'm going to attack those pedals, make them all work. I'm going to finish the shifter. It's working fine for the minute, but I'm going to make it a little bit pretty. Well, the starter motor bits haven't arrived yet. I mean, it's been a week, I don't know where they've been. So next time, it's starting to get exciting for me now, because it's all easy bits, all the headache bits are gone out the way now. And I can start cracking into it a bit. As for Ian, so what I'm going to do now is whip him out, sort the oil leak out from down below. What I'm thinking about doing is pressurising the cooling system. I'm grasping at straws, but I should imagine I'm going to be whipping the head off and putting another gasket on. But that's not going to take long. Ian can go back in, not leaking oil and not having a head gasket gone. Fuel line, minimal wiring, and then we're on brakes. It's getting close, boys. It's getting close. But if you want to see me continue with this, if you're not subscribed, make sure you do. Make sure you leave me a like and a comment. Now if you can afford it, bung me a couple of quid in the tip jar and that'll keep this old garage going. Big thanks to Drop Your John for the music, and I'll catch you dudes all here next time at Oak Swamp. Hang loose. I can't remember what the fuck I'm supposed to be saying. It's too late at night. I went to bed at 4 last night editing, and it's about 1 o'clock now, and this will be out tomorrow morning. and I won't be going to bed till 3 tonight. That is why when you see me doing the ends of the videos and the beginnings, I always look fucked. It's because I am fucked, because I've been up doing editing all night.